keep going.
What do you do when you cross the thickest mud with the steepest climbs in the country?
Victoria!
1 week, tough tracks, 2 mates and a whole lot of fun.
Pony! Yeah!
We've done New South Wales and we've done Queensland. Now join us as we set our sights on the slippery slopes of country Victoria.
Oh my goodness. That's probably the worst feeling when full driving.
Where things get wild.
Yes! Yeah, come on, Pony!
And to switch it up, it's the Junker vs Pony.
Come on.
Winner takes all.
Is this trophy big, mate? I love this place.
Oh mate, we're back again, and this time we have come south for some epic wheeling down the great state of Victoria. And I tell you what, mate, the weather has turned it on for us already. What do you reckon?
We've got a week to wheel some tough stuff, and the weather's probably going to make it even more tough, I reckon, but I'm keen to see what they got down here. Let's do it.
Roger that, mate. 1 week, tough tracks, 2 mates and a whole lot of fun. And tell you another thing, back in the mighty Pony, she's nice and green and she's hungry for some tough tracks after a bit of a rebuild. And I see you brought the Junker instead of Daryl this time.
Yeah, I've still got Daryl in the shed, doing him up a little bit, so I thought I'd bring the Junker for a run. Sort of fits in down here.
Definitely, mate. Well, good news is our first track is just up ahead. So what do you say we waste no time and book into some tough Vic tracks, eh?
Our goal is simple. Hit as many tracks as possible over the next week with no stops, no workshops, just good old-fashioned wheeling. And up ahead, we're straight into it.
I think you can see why I picked this track first up, mate.
Yeah, rocks. You love rocks.
My favourite. But tell you what, they look pretty slippery.
They do look slippery. Even that last little step, I sort of scrabbled around a bit. So
I think you're going to have to do the old patrol drive of nose up first and give a little bump.
A little bit New South to get the front, then Queensland to get the back up, I reckon.
Yeah, that's the best. A bit of New South, a bit of Queensland.
Makes Victoria. Yeah, I like this place.
Perfect.
That's the New South Wales part. And the Queensland part.
What a combination.
Makes Victoria.
little roll back and pop, I reckon.
Just getting a bit of heat into the tyres, you know what I mean?
Go Queensland and out. Perfect.
Who needs horsepower when you have gearing?
Exactly.
Well, this track, we're probably in the first 200, 300 metres of it, and it's already awesome. Big rocks, starting to climb up a hill, some big ruts ahead. It's the type of drive me and Jocko love. It's going to be a fun day.
Nose are up. There we go. That's the go.
Oh.
You didn't even need to give it a bump. Twin transfer light.
Radio, second bit. It's a bit more technical this bit. Just try and crawl it. Just try and do a nice
wide dog.
Very wide.
Oh no! No, you got it. You got it.
Oh,
that's it.
Loves it. Didn't have to unleash the TV power.
Nah, I'm waiting to hear it.
Oh, tracks like this are so fun.
Most of the tracks out here are one of two things. Either slippery clay rock climbs like this one, or thick, rutted out muddy climbs. But either way, they all have one thing in common. They are always steep. Now you might notice I've put a fair bit of love into the old pony since you last saw it, including a rebuild of the front end, some new suspension, and of course a fresh coat of Raptor. So let's hope I can manage to keep the panels straight this time, eh?
I don't know if there's going to be any maths in this section. I think it might just be straight to number 2.
Yeah, righto. I'm just watching my door on this rock here.
Oh, copy. I can't see that. See a little bit to the right if you can. Beautiful, mate. Perfect amount. Nice.
Beautiful drive, mate. Now you're going to need to use that loud pedal a fair bit in this trip, I reckon. All right, let's see how the Junker goes.
Jesse, not gonna lie, mate, the pony absolutely nailed that. You know, not telling you how to drive, but I feel like I'm already winning this track.
Oh, I don't know if you're winning it. Remember your drive at the bottom. I think we're very close at the moment, and I've got second car disadvantage with a bit more. I do have bigger tyres, so I think we're pretty even, but I am feeling pressured.
I heard 5 excuses there, mate, so there's only one way to find out. Get her up here.
Might have to give it a little bit more of a feed up here. getting a bit slippery. Jock's sort of chewing it up a bit. There's a big rock here.
That's how you do it. There's that TV. There's the Queenslander. I can smell it.
Queenslander's coming out. A few little sends. Bigger tyres, but Jock's made it very slippery on me.
You did all right there. I reckon this is going to be a tough competition. I am on 33s. That's got to be my excuse. I pull out at the end. Don't tell him. Jesse, I'm going to try to go straight up the guts of this rut and see what happens.
I'll watch and learn.
Don't know if there'll be much learning. There might be some winching.
Oh, that Hilux power, mate. Look at you go. Spoke too soon.
Yeah, too soon. That's me, I reckon. In the mud, baby!
Stitch up.
Whoa!
Oh!
I've had a few goes at this, but like I said earlier, these tracks are steep and the mud here is unforgiving. It seems the pony just hasn't got the go about her to get through this, so it's out with the recovery gear.
Righto, mate. Well, you saw how I winched up the steps, so we'll see how the wide dog goes.
Yeah, wish me luck. I'll give it a bit of a rally, but it's very slippery. Big tyres are definitely going to help in here, but it's just so sloppy.
Oh, what? What?
That was a bit rough, but I got it!
Oh. I was hoping he'd winch up that.
So, what is this trophy big, mate?
Oh.
Well, it looks like so far Jesse's given me a run for his money. But I better not speak too soon because this climb just keeps on going.
Which way am I going? Am I staying out of the ruts or am I going in the ruts? Where are we going? Oh, we're going over here, pony. Fair enough. Oh, no, we're going that way. What's going on? Where are you going, Pones? You're a bucking rog. I picked a line and the pony went, nah, we're going this way, and she's still doing it. Oh, this is fun. You'll love this. Ow! Ow!
The TV power. Oh, we're cross-running already. How good's this? I think they're heavy away. Bloody pulled me up a bit there. Jocko nearly had me.
Well, mate, this is a big
Mega
slab of
step.
rock, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a step. I'm going to see how I go getting up here.
A little bit slippery, but I think there'd be traction when you got a bit of weight on top of it.
Yeah, I reckon
Yeah.
once you get a bit of heat in the tyres too, if you need it.
Yeah, smoke means traction.
Roger that.
You're up
Bloody
first.
Pones is up
Yeah.
first, and I'm not going to lie, mate. I need to lift my game
I think
a bit.
you do need to up the ante a little, yeah.
Yeah, so watch this.
Radio. Well, here comes Jocko, a bit of a rock step. He loves this sort of driving, slow and technical, but something makes me think he's not going to be able to go slow because there's not much traction here. Tree there.
Now I can have a real go.
If you can, sort of point it up here so you got one at a time,
Yeah.
but it might just throw you in the bank real hard.
There we go.
Nice drive, mate, nice. Slow it down, mate.
That's two Queenslanders.
You're getting too excited.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? You opting for a bonus?
Yeah, bonus line.
Yep.
There's something about Jock and bonus signs that makes me slightly nervous.
What a weapon.
Oh my god! I was thinking, what were you doing?
I was trying to go up that bonus line.
Oh, I like it, I like it. I don't think the back's gonna follow.
If I stay right, will I slip off that left-hand side, you reckon?
Nah, if you steer right, you should be right.
That's all I got.
Keep going, keep going.
steer left a bit.
Mate, you're pretty dipped out. Steer that way if anything.
It appears like I've done a mischief.
You definitely have done yourself a mischief.
Yeah, can I back out of this or probably not, eh?
Yeah, you can back out, yeah. Shouldn't roll over.
I like how nonchalant we are about nearly binning the car.
We could winch you, but it's polishing your shaft.
Ah.
I don't know who's thought it was a good idea for us to be together on a trip alone, but we definitely need some supervision. See all that white in the middle of that rock?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your tail shaft.
Sick.
Well, that didn't work, but at least the pony didn't end up on its side this time. All right, Jocko, mate, have another crack. I reckon you got this.
Yeah!
How far back can I go?
You can go heaps. Swing the other way when you go back, but keep going back.
Now that I'm over, do you reckon I can come right in
Yeah,
now?
I can come up there.
Yeah.
Try that. You need to give it a drive to get up that, I think.
There we go.
Oh, how good's that? The pony's up without a winch, relatively unscathed.
That's done it. Oh, wow.
You know how water makes its way through rock? Persistence.
The pony does after a while.
Yeah, yeah,
I think they stopped recording. You took that long.
Yeah, the camera guys just sat down for a bit. Anyway, get your big patrol up here, mate. Do you want me to spot you or you're right?
All right, Junker, it's time to shine.
The sun's come out and it's dried the rock a bit.
Oh, I don't know if you can hear that, but he's making up excuses already.
It's not an excuse, it's fact. Oh, he's doing the bonus line. Come back a little more. Little more, little more, little more. Yep, over there. Yeah, that's pretty good. You might need to, you're still a fair way off it. So just try it with like not too much curry, but one go.
Yeah.
Just to see if those rocks stay in
Yeah.
spot. It'll feel probably a bit wild when it talks over. Did you hit that rock? Oh, it must have slipped a bit.
I was like, I've got it! Bang!
It's one thing climbing a big step in the dry, but when they're wet like this, it's a whole different game.
Do we need to pack it or just
It might be all right.
famous ways of a stitch up? It might be alright.
Yeah, your rear diff is hitting the rock now.
Yeah.
Rear's starting to come down. And your front's gonna drop in that hole. It'll feel better shortly.
I don't really want to go fully down though. Should I just try over there now?
I mean, you can try, but I feel like, no, actually, it might be all right. It's gonna hit your bar first still.
Mega bonus! What happens if you do a bonus line while you're doing the bonus line?
Still only counts as one. Gimli
Listen
said
to
it the
it.
best.
These rules seems a little bit dodgy, Jocko. You sure you're not just making them up, mate?
Well done, mate. That was commitment. He did well there. Picked a nice wild line there and then committed through here. But he dented his front guard a fair bit doing that. So, I don't know. What do you reckon, mate?
I reckon who cares about the bonus lines? The main thing is we both got up the top and we both had a ball.
Yeah, that's
we first come in and we're like, oh, we'll get it there easy, but it was actually really fun because we took silly ways.
hard on rock steps in a long time.
That was awesome.
Although I would say this, you did your guard, so I won.
Oh, who made me tip my guard?
And just like that, we're up. The first step.
Well, this track keeps on getting better and better as we get further up the hill. It's slippery, it's raining, there's some cool ruts, and this section has lots of different lines. We've come down here to drive hard track, so we've picked the hardest one.
I'm going to jump in second. A bit more momentum through these ruts. Even my little hilux diffs, I reckon I'm going to struggle. I wonder if I can stay higher there. Oh, no, she wants to slip in.
Oh, I like that line.
She wants to slip in.
Impressive.
Come on, get some tire speed. That's foot flat to the
The challenge is just up a little bit further, Jocko. Just a bit further up, you can drive up to it.
Oh, okay, I thought I'd just park here. Hey, I don't think I have the wheel speed to get up here. What do you reckon if we chuck a couple of treads in the ruts? It might just give me enough to pop through.
I'm going to put 2 under the back to sort of launch you.
Okay.
And then 2 under the front where you're getting bogged. We're going to put them both under the back this time. So as long as the front works, it's out of the ruts.
Yeah.
It might get you a bit longer, all you need. But yeah, you're puffing me out.
Yeah.
You're making me work for it. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy!
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, come on, Brady! Come on! Get up there!
Go the Luxie! We're trying to do a little winch.
Yeah, I reckon.
Well, Jock's trying to climb out of the main ruts to get on this sort of hard line we've picked. Just struggling, all the weight's over the back and he's just stiffed out. So we've run a long winch, he might need it, but just easier. Probably once he gets up there, I might just pull the cable up as he drives up. We're gonna turn left there and try this massive rock step.
Ooh, that's a big winch pull, I can feel it.
Mate, from where I was standing, that was a really cool view. The horse just twisted up coming out of those ruts. I tell you what, it actually flexes pretty good for an old leaky, doesn't it?
Yeah, mate, I chucked some new suspension in before the trip and it's working pretty well.
It's working awesome, mate.
This rock step kind of pitches straight up. So I don't know how much traction I'm going to have on my little 33s. I'm going to still try and have a drive, but I'll winch in if I need to and see what happens.
Mate, that's a big winch pull.
Huh.
I reckon you're going to smash this, mate. You might need to drive this line almost as good as I did in the first part anyway.
I just said it's going to have to be spirited to get up here. Hold on.
TV power!
Go, 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 go! Thank God for fireworks.
I'm getting towed up today. Oh.
Well, I said it was going to be spirited, I wasn't lying.
Yeah, you weren't kidding, mate. You made her work for that one, but you got further than I did and you haven't used any treads or a winch. But this next bit...
Yeah, I might need all the help I can get.
Yeah.
So far, the big junker hasn't let Jessie down, but it's only getting wilder up ahead. So it's going to have to be a bit of a full send, I reckon.
Close, but I reckon you're just going to keep hitting these two front holes.
I think that's not bad. It's very wet, it's very slippery.
With a couple of tracks under the belt and the day getting on, and with plenty more Ks to drive, it's as good a time as any to point our noses towards camp for the night.
Just about to head back on the road, so I thought I'd change my antenna. It's at 3 dBi at the moment, which is better for hilly terrain, but I'm just gonna chuck this whip on, and now it's at 6.5 dBi, which means it's better for flat open areas. Then when we get into the edge of the high country, I can take the whip off, drop it back down to 3 dBi, which is better for hilly terrain. How good's that?
Victoria may not be the biggest state in Oz, but when you're navigating through the foothills of the high country, what looks like a short drive often takes longer. But who can complain with such a specky drive through this amazing scenery?
Jesse and I are just driving to camp. We're up pretty high and it's pretty cold. I just chucked my beanie on and there is snow on the side of the road. And it's the 14th of December. It's almost Christmas in Australia and there is snow on the side of the track. That is insane.
It's not long before night is upon us, the high beams are on, and we make our way into camp for the night. Tell you what, lucky I've put some big hours into the pony in the shed because she's looking like a little bit of a super tourer with all these camp lights. And a brand new 12-volt system to match.
The Junker, on the other hand, is pretty bare bones when it comes to a camp setup, but it should do the job for tonight. At least they'll have some good lights to cook up a feed.
On these trips, we like to keep it simple, so a couple of 2-minute noodles should do the trick for dinner tonight. Maybe a few veggies, but we'll see. And with that wraps the first day of our tour de Vic. But stay tuned because things are going to heat up tomorrow. As usual, we're up early this morning and the morning light reveals a wet camp, which only means one thing. The tracks are gonna be muddy today, I reckon. Other than a new coating of mud and a couple extra love taps on the barwork, the 4Bs are looking like they're in pretty good shape. For now. If you've watched any of the previous tough wheeling adventures we've done, you'd know that we like to camp light because it means less time packing up and more time on the tracks. So without any time wasted, we've got the swags rolled up and the rigs are ready to hit the road.
While Jesse's just sorting out his Mighty GQ, I thought I'd take you through the Mighty Pony because some of you might not have seen it in a little while, but I thought I'd take you through some of the updates because not only did we do a huge refresh on the body and fix some of the rust, we also added a whole bunch of new exciting mods. I chucked some big red 7-inch spotties in the front. It's got some flares on it now. These are actually from TJM 4NLM106, so I managed to get a complete set and I've wrapped coated them in black and I reckon they look really nice and the bar work protects them nicely. So hopefully I won't be denting the panels as much. And then coming down the back, obviously, the Mighty Shock Customs canopy is still going strong. Tell you what, I'm surprised at how long this thing's lasted. I've had to re-weld it a couple of times and straighten it up, but it's doing pretty good and it gives me heaps of storage. So I've got the tread mounts up the top. In the back of the canopy, obviously I've still got all my storage, but over here is where the flash new 12-volt system is. So this is one of Projector's new power board. It's got a 25 amp DC-DC charger, and down there, it's got a 100 amp lithium. Could you believe that the Mighty Pony from her humble beginnings has now got a lithium battery? I'm pretty excited by that. All these switches here turn on the camp lights around the canopy, and then this one up here turns on the pie oven if you want a little yummy trackside pie for lunch. So with this light on the back, one thing I wanted to trial, I've actually mounted it on an old valve spring from my motorbike engine that I rebuilt. And the idea behind that was it meant that if I hit it, it'll bend, but I can also pivot it while I'm working out the back if I'm cutting timber or something down. Nice big light. Also on top of the canopy is a 120 watt projector solar panel as well, which means I'll be able to keep that 100 amp battery topped up. Now, one of the main things I did is firstly, we chucked some new suspension in it. I put a Tough Dog 2-inch lift in the vehicle, and that's been working really well so far. She's flexing pretty well and she's driving amazingly. One last thing I did is I put a TJM Pro locker in the front. So I had the auto locker in there, which worked really, really well, but I decided I just love that selectability of being able to decide when you want it, so you got your steering back, and that's working amazingly as well. Still got the auto locker in the back, which is mint, but for now, she's a proper little super tourer.
She's looking good, Jocko, but enough chatting. Let's hit the road, eh? Today we're heading deeper into the Victorian forest, and with the amount of rain they've had, I reckon we're in for a fair bit of mud and a whole lot of fun.
It's a pretty beautiful part of the world here, and if you're ever in the area, it's well worth a visit. But watch out, because some of the tracks get tough pretty quick, and we've just found one.
Well, the line we chose hasn't been driven in a while, and we weren't sure why. We worked out why. There's a big tree across the track, and to go left back onto the main track is a bit sketchy. Might throw our cars into the tree. So we're going to set up a pulley block, try and winch the tree over this side and sneak up the right-hand side of it. So there we go, eh?
So what we've done is this big fallen tree was kind of forcing us to go that way, but the crossover to that section of the track is a little bit wild. So we've just done a bit of a change direction winch, using our winch ring just to pull the tree over. Now what we're going to do is just cut the end off so we can squeeze past it. We've only got a small saw in Jesse's GQ, and I left my saw at home, so.
With the tree winched out of the way, it's time to get stuck in, and the mighty pony is up first.
Alright, I had to give that a spirited drive, which means the junker is going to be on song up this hill.
Victoria! I love this place.
He cheated, he's got big tyres. All right, let's go.
Well, not even 500 metres down the track and we've hit some pretty treacherous ruts.
Well, good luck, Jocko. It looks a bit slippery up there and steep.
Mate, it is proper slippery. I can feel it already. I think I'm going to need to give the pony all 4 horsepower. Let's go.
Remember, the pony's only on little 33s, so this should be an interesting drive.
Left, right, good night. Come on. Do you weapon? You want it? Have a go. Hello. Stop. Just settle down. Take it easy, all right? Yeah, no, mate, I'm not getting up that.
Mate, you had a good crack and the little LM106 got pretty far. Good effort, I reckon.
Oh, it's cold out here. Well, I was going to give Jock a bit of a rouse up because he didn't drive this, but it's hard to even walk up. I don't want to speak too soon, but I don't know how good that trophy's looking for young Jocko, eh? I might have it in the bag.
Oh man, I tell you what, my winch is getting a workout. But I'm up the first one, so let's see how I go on the next bit.
Come on, get up and you want it. Be hungry. Come on! Come on! Come on! She wants it. She hungry. Oh!
Yes! Yes! Back this way, this way, this way! Yeah! Woo! Go, 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 go! Yeah! The pony! The pony! Yeah! What a rig! Woo!
Oh, I don't think she's ever worked that hard in her life. I'm sorry, old girl.
Well, it might only be a little pony, but I tell you what, that was a very spirited, good drive. Well done, Jock. That was awesome.
All right, well, you'll just get straight up this, mate.
Oh, I don't know, it's pretty chewed out now.
Now I made it a
Yeah,
bit
you took
slick.
the top off,
I
but
have, yeah.
I'll give it a go.
All right, see what happens.
Yeah. Put the earplugs in.
Yeah.
I love Victoria. It's where my GQ belongs.
Oh, I should have bought a patrol. Wow.
Nah, mate. You stick to your rock crawlers and leave the real 4B into me, eh?
All right, this looks like I'm gonna need horsepower. See what happens. Right, no points. Oh, I want to stay out of that pothole.
Well, this right here is definitely TB territory. I don't know how the pony's gonna go. These are deep, slippery, muddy ruts. Looks like there might be a bit of grip there now, but I think once Jock comes up and stirs it up, it's gonna be super slippery for me. So let's see how Jock goes in the pony.
It's not as slippery as I thought, but those ruts are deep. The exhaust has gone in the mud.
You got further the first time, mate. You're digging the track out for me. What are you doing?
I didn't get very far.
No. I thought you were going really well when the front got up, but
Yeah.
that just pulled you up. I think you must be caught on something.
In the
like,
back.
I think there's a couple of logs or something in
and
there.
also if I go back this way, listen to this.
Yeah, there's a log there.
Ah, log.
Yeah.
Ah, the poor pony. She had a good crack, but just doesn't have the guts to clear some of this mud. Out with the winch.
Shouldn't need too much this, just to pop me up this rut.
Those ruts are very deep and very slippery. I thought it would have been driving by now, but he's still dipped out.
Geez, I am proper dipped out. Wow.
Might be in for a fair bit of winching up here, I think. I'm just trying to walk my pony here, but it's not being very cooperative. It doesn't really like walking up hills.
Come on, Pines. Bit of left, right, good night, he says. Come on, baby. One more go.
He's getting a little bit further each time, just pushing the dirt out of his way. Clearly all me pulling him.
Go on, Pines. Winch fest.
You didn't give me much confidence. I thought you were going to have to winch that first little bit.
Yeah, then I thought I'd have a drive, but
Yeah.
tell you what, those ruts are deep.
And now you've made it a bit more slippery. There's mud
Yeah.
running down it.
Although, I have cleared out a little diff pumpkin
Yeah, I
mud for
did
you.
think of that, yeah.
So you need to maybe use some of that TV power to get up here, mate.
Unleash it, you reckon?
Roger that. I'll park up here and I'll give you a hand.
Rightio. Well, hold on to your hats, folks, and make sure the lid's back on your drink, because I'm going to have to unleash all the TV he's got to try and get up here. Oh, straight into it. Here he goes.
about as far as the pony got, so that's a good sign for me.
He's lost the sunny.
But he's going to give it another go, I reckon. There we go. There we go, there we go.
Go the TV!
There we go, he's on limit up.
Everything it's got right now. Yeah, making
Go,
some
go,
progress.
go, go, go! Come on, mate! Up it, son! Oh! Was there
TV
Was there
power!
any point you weren't unlimited just then?
I don't know, but lucky TVs love a bit of Libby.
Roger that, mate. Well, it's not out of it yet, and the pony's up there, so
Yeah.
lay on, McDuff.
I'm not going to lie, that was pretty fun. How good is Victoria? But we're not done yet. Come on, Junker.
Second gear. Yes, 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 yes! We're getting there. Yes, we're moving! Working it!
Never lift, baby! Come on, all the way! All the way, sir! Get up it! Yeah, buddy!
Yeah!
That was out of control. I think Jesse's a closet mudbogger. He loves it. That is insane.
Wow, that was wild. But I got some points back on Jocko.
That was insane.
I don't think I could have revved it any harder.
No, I don't think so. You sure you're not a Victorian local, mate?
I'm actually from down here, so
Yeah.
I'm at home.
Is that how they drive down here, hey? Melbourne tracks.
Something like that, I think, yeah.
There's a bit of Queensland, not much New South Wales in there, but
I don't think there was any.
that was very impressive, mate. Well
Yeah,
done.
that was wild.
Good news is, we've got plenty
There's
more to
plenty
go.
more to go.
Let's do it. All right. Let's see what happens if I can get in this rut. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Drift King. Bum in. There we go. Here we go.
Oh, he's in.
Yeah, there we go. Easy. Heaps of traction. How good's that?
Righto, mates, there we go. You made it look quite easy.
Yeah, you probably don't need your limiter for this one.
I feel like I'm being attacked.
Look at that. GQ belongs in the mud. I can see it. Idle through. Idle through.
Oh, that's a bit nicer on the car.
You may not like to admit it, mate, but that GQ is so at home in this stuff. No wonder you had to idle through that.
And just like that, we're clear of the mud and continue making our way towards a beautiful little campsite we've got lined up for tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, mate, while those muddy ruts were fun, I reckon that's about as much mud as I can handle for the next 5 to 43 years. So what do you say we go find some more rocky tracks, eh?
Yeah, sounds good to me, mate. Like you said, mud's fun at the time, but I'm pretty disgusted with myself. So let's find some rockies up to drive, mate.
The high country is full of awesome things to see and do, including epic little towns that take you back decades, just like this one. Now, we may be clear of the mud, but once you get out of the foothills of the high country, there's only one way to go, and that's up. And after all that mud, I reckon the Junker's taken a healthy lead, so Jesse might lead the way for this bit.
Looks like it goes straight up, mate.
Wow! I did not think it was going to be this hard. That's all I've got on the wheel. Whoa, I'm not going to back off either.
Mate, straight up, I tell you what, I did not think it was going to be that slippery. That got me by surprise.
Yeah, that looked wild. I don't have as much horsepower as you, so this is going to be exciting.
Yeah, good luck. I was scared. I just put my foot to the floor and held it.
This is scary. I'm scared. And there's a mega drop off behind me. This is wild. Oh, the high. My foot was flat to the floor then. One more go. Oh my goodness.
That's probably the worst feeling when full driving, going backwards down a hill with no control.
Oh, stop it. All right, let's get this car on a winch. I genuinely was scared then.
Yeah, I thought you were going to roll.
When it went over and I put my foot on the brake and tried to steer right on down.
Yeah.
And it just slid and my foot went to the floor on the brake and I was like, what?
Even when I went up, I was like, oh, it won't be that slippery. And that was everything I had.
Yeah. I had that moment where it's about to, it feels like it's going to go and you're just like, oh. Yeah.
This hill is very steep and very slippery. That first go Jock had, he sort of ran out of brakes and went backwards on an angle. You can't really see it on camera, but behind him, there's probably like a 50-metre drop. So we're going to winch him up to here, be a bit safer, and see if we can do a little drive from here. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, look, not gonna lie, that shook me, that proper.
Oh, it shook me and I wasn't even in the car.
Yeah, I just when it was going up, I mean, at least I think I did in my mind. I don't know if I actually did it, but I went a bit of right hand down and then just I was still in first. So
I saw the wheel spin at the end. I'm like, oh, you must have no brakes.
Yeah, so I was just trying to use the gear.
Well done, well done.
I think I might just take a breather
and
then
breather,
we can keep
fine,
going.
Yeah.
With that out of the way, we keep on climbing, and would you look at that? You can see already how high we are. Man, this spot is gonna be beautiful.
Well, we're on our way over to the hut for a camp. We found a tough looking sidetrack, so what are we going to do? We're going to take it, of course. It's a little bit gnarly, but I think we'll be right. Oh, past the hard bit. A bit of bouncy. Look at that view. Spectacular.
Looks like there's traction there, mate.
Yeah, it's actually not too bad. I was a bit worried, but no, it's grippy, and look out to your right as you're coming up. The view is bloody spectacular.
Roger that. Strapping the feed bag on the pones and coming up. Well, the best parts about the high country is when you're driving really steep stuff and you look out the window and you get a view like that. Makes it worth it. I think I may have needed a bit more momentum for this hill. No, I was just trying to cruise up in first, but I might need to sprinkle a bit of Queensland on this one. All right, we're going to start this again, ladies and gentlemen. Put a bit more fuel into those cylinders. Come on, get up. There you go. You just needed a little bit more gentle and bounce around. Oh, look at that. There's too much going on. Wow. Geez, if you're Victorian and this is your backyard, how lucky are you? Look at that. Mate, what a sensational day on the tracks. And another thing, everywhere I'm looking right now, the views are just out of control. How amazing is this?
Oh mate, I'm having the best day wheeling, and to top it off with a drive to camp like this, the views, it's blowing me away.
Spectacular, mate. Well, speaking of camp, we're not that far away, and even though I'm behind the big GQ, you're heading in the right direction. So what say we hook in, get to camp, and get a fire going in no time, mate? Yeah.
Tell you what a magic spot to set up camp for the night. There's a beautiful view down there, there's a fireplace, set up some timber and get a nice fire going, cook some dinner. I reckon we're even gonna set our swags up inside the hut because it is mighty cold. What a magic place. Well, you can't blame us when we tell you it's time for us to clock off for a beer with a view like that. But we're not even halfway on our tour de Vic, so stay tuned because we have some wild stuff coming up next time that you won't want to miss.
Yep.
Nice. We've still got plenty more tough tracks to go. Beautiful.
Well, Jesse, straight into a night run. It looks like this track goes straight up as well.
Oh,
Wow! Wheels in the air, he wasn't backing off. Oh my God.
It's time for the great presentation of who takes out the Drivers' Championship